We are nearing a final in the first match of the 2026 World Cup. In Group A in Mexico City, it's been all Mexico today against South Africa.
Alvarado's crossing. That's the goal he was looking for. It's Raul Jimenez, and it's 2-0. A World Cup goal at last.
There have actually been more red cards in this match than goals. Mexico leads it right now, 2-0. They're in stoppage time, 94th minute. Mexico close to advancing. South Africa is down to 9 players because of 2 red cards. Mexico just lost a player because of a red card of their own. You can see the match right now on Fox. Later on tonight in Guadalajara on FS1, it's South Korea against Czechia. Stanley Cup final game 5, Golden Knights and Hurricanes skate at 8 Eastern in Raleigh. Series tied at 2. Broncos gave head coach Sean Payton a new 5-year contract. Mets beat the Cardinals 5-4. Marlins blanked the Diamondbacks 2-0. Tigers blanked the Twins 11-0.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's shout out all the OGs, bro.
Woo!
And one in particular. What up, New York Knicks fans? What a game.
What a night, huh?
What a country.
Wow. Man.
Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Still can't believe what I saw last night. Still processing.
Wow.
Still trying to figure out how did they do that? And I'll tell you how. It's like Rocky Balboa says. One step, one punch, one round at a time. Can't look too far ahead. Just chop it down little by little. 29 points. Insane comeback. Was it the best we've ever seen? We have so much to get to.
Yeah.
Steve Covino, Rich Davis, Danny G is here, Sam Byer. We be rocking out. Let's go.
I heard if you look too forward into the future, too far ahead, you will trip over a little person.
Yeah.
So you got it one step at a time.
Honestly, you have to approach life that way. When you got a lot of things on your plate, a lot of things on the table, a lot of dots on your calendar.
Calendars fold up. Your outlook looks like a boop, 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 boop.
Honestly, one at a time, slowly but surely. And I actually preach this to my kid a lot. Like, take one thing at a time. Don't think too far ahead. Don't worry about all the other stuff. One thing at a time.
And you're never guaranteed tomorrow. In fact, you look at your calendar sometimes and you could get overwhelmed. Like, wait,
it's
this
overwhelming.
weekend we got this kid's game here,
And
this
guess
kid's
what?
game here, this school event, this, that.
29-point deficit against the Spurs. Overwhelming, and you just got to go little by little. That's exactly what Brunson and the Knicks did yesterday.
Possession at a time.
One possession at a time.
Need a little help from the other side, too. You need some things to line up and go your way.
You need to play your ass off, and they need to get cold. That's exactly what happened.
30 points in the second half.
30 points, those 8 3-point shots in a row. Just bad defense. I don't know. You got to give credit to the Knicks, too, though, man.
It's everything that went the way it did had to go that way for this to happen. I mean, we're talking about even the little blunders like Fox instead of running running some time off and getting fouled.
Huge blunders.
He should have dribbled to the corner.
Yeah, and then, we talked about Josh Hart would have been the fool for missing the layup. He got saved. His ass was saved by his teammates. Like, every little thing. This series is 3-1, and we're one Wemby shot and one possession away from this being 3-1 Spurs. It's a magical season. The Knicks have found ways to get it done. It's unbelievable.
It's one of those where were you stories for sure, and we're going to break it down. We're going to talk about it and figure out where it stands, or are we prisoners of the moment right now?
No, I don't think we are.
The stats don't lie. Danny G was saying it too. Yeah. It's the greatest comeback in NBA Finals history, so it's not like it's been done before. It was remarkable to see, and, from the get-go, the Spurs were on fire. It's like everything was dropping. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Yeah.
They were hitting every shot. and the
They
Knicks had
were getting
no
the calls,
answers.
and they were getting the calls in
Getting
the first
calls.
half. Yeah.
Knicks couldn't buy a bucket. They were missing every shot.
You know what's crucial for me? I mean, with all the obvious plays people are talking about, but in that fourth quarter, in that final stretch, when Wemby missed both free throws, when it was real tight, you're like, ooh,
I give credit to Fat Joe for that. Yeah. Fat Joe gets the credit. You saw his dance moves?
So
He was doing the Humpty.
to me, everything just was a perfect storm for the Knicks and a nightmare for the Spurs. But take me through you guys and what your night was like.
You know, it's kind of ironic, though, Rich, because I think for the Knicks to press that hard and to play that way, they had to have their backs against the wall. Like, hadn't they fell so far behind, they wouldn't have tightened up the way they did. Hadn't they have been clobbered in the first half, they wouldn't have dominated the second half.
Yeah,
so it was the fact that they were pushed that hard, which made them play that hard, and the Spurs got lazy. They were less hungry, as Wemby even said. They took their foot off the gas. Maybe they were gassed, but those shots just weren't falling. They fell in love with the three-point shot, and hitting those shots is addictive. I heard someone, I think Stephen A. said that, and I agree with them. Like, they thought they could ride with that shot, and they got cold, and they had nothing else. They had no plan B, and the Knicks capitalized off it slowly but surely. And you're like, oh, my God, they're going to come back. And that's why they had to hit that last shot. Anunoby hit that shot, but they had to win.
Bro.
There's no way they could have lost that game after that
comeback. How
comeback.
about Cat's fingertip?
Dude.
Had that last pass gone
That's under the radar.
over his head, that would have been either a lay-in or a dunk right there for the win.
There's a few things under the radar.
Yeah.
He tipped that, no doubt. He definitely tipped that, so props to Karl-Anthony Towns. And did you see Alvarado? He played big, too.
Yeah, him and Brunson on the court together for the first time.
It really switched things up. Two ball handlers, really mixing things up, confusing the situation for the Spurs. But there's a clip, again, that went under the radar where he throws a shoulder check into Wemby's beanbag. Have you seen this? The beanbag check?
You sure it wasn't AI?
Dude, he gives him he gives him, he's like sort of low, comes back up, boom, into the nards. I don't know, whatever you want to say.
Nards? Good word.
But he played big, man, and key players stepped up. It was fun to see. We reaped all the benefits. It was an emotional roller coaster for me because my teenage daughter was driving me bonkers while I'm trying to enjoy this game. And to see it happen the way it did was unbelievable. To see New York celebrate in that way. When I say that way, I don't mean after the aftermath. The aftermath is gross. That's something totally separate. Seeing these kids like kicking the bus. Have you seen that clip?
Yeah,
People throwing stuff at Wemby.
Yeah, there was an egg thrown at him.
Yeah, I don't want to focus or harp on the negative, but just seeing New York not leaving the Garden because it was so
crazy.
electric and everyone just wanted to sing along to Frank Sinatra. It's like you had to have FOMO, especially if you're from the East Coast. You wanted to be there. That was the room where it happened, and we just sat there and watched.
I couldn't believe it. A guy that Covino and I know that had no business being there. He's a Knicks fan, but like a guy that I'm like, how did you afford a ticket? How'd you get a ticket? Our buddy Matt, who's a New York City cop, was in the building.
Our buddy Matt had better
dissed
tickets.
you, Matt.
Yeah, but Matt had better tickets than Aaron Judge. I've seen footage from Aaron Judge's little posse that was there with his wife and friends. He was like way up in the rafters. That's Aaron Judge.
He had better seats than Sweeney.
Well, the reality is, would you want to sit behind Aaron Judge, though?
No, that's true, right? I mean,
Of all the
what
seats,
a ticket, what
move
a game.
your head.
Hey, down in front.
Let me ask Hop along really
Yeah.
quick over there.
Yeah.
At halftime, Rich, when you knew it was a 27-point game, were you like, I was right, the
Well,
collapse?
listen, I'm a New Yorker.
Nah, Rich
and-
shut the game off. That's what he
No,
does.
listen, I'm a
He had things to do.
Yeah, what happened to this?
You know,
has begun.
it has begun.
No,
thought
I guess not.
Listen, I thought the Knicks collapse had begun, and I'm a New Yorker.
Everybody did, Rich.
I just saw a lot of New Yorkers get a little too cocky. My wife's from San Antonio, so I've been torn the whole week because I'm not really a fan of either. I can't claim Knick fandom, and again, my wife and her family and all my Texas friends are Spurs fans. So
No, you can't claim it, but you pick a side like we said.
yeah, and I was like, I was hoping that the Spurs would really push this to the limits. And let me take you through my night. I much like every day, I'm wrapped up with kids' sports, so I'm hearing the parents say, "Yo, it's the first half, and the score is gross." So I didn't even get to watch the first half. I just had
Dude, I
parents
was
say,
yelling at the TV. Rich.
I
I think
had-
everybody was. My girlfriend's like, "Will you come down?" I'm like, "They're playing like trash." Everything was going the Spurs way. Everything.
and I had some parents say, this game is, terrible. You're missing nothing. So I was like, all right, I really didn't miss much of a first half. And then my buddy Jason, who's one of the guys I coach with, he's a New Yorker, and he's like, I got to get home to watch this. Guess what? I go, what? He goes, it's down to 15. I'm like, wait, it's 15? That's
It kept hovering around 15.
Yeah.
And then it got to 12.
And-
And then when it got to like 9
Yo.
with like 3 minutes left, I was like, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Oh,
Yards
Sam.
it down like a prawn.
But Rich, that shift was catch step back 3.
Yes. I get in the car, and I immediately go to my phone. I ask my wife, hey, do you mind driving? And I watch. I'm like, she's a Spurs fan. I'm like, babe, it's down to 9. And when it was down to 9, we got home, and I was like, kids, everyone get in here. You want to watch this. This is ridiculous. So that last
Core memory.
3-4 minutes of that game, every possession, every second, your like heart was pounding, even if you didn't care.
What a sequence of events to lead to that moment, though. Unbelievable.
Can I tell you?
Props to OG Anunoby. As they always say, like, that guy eats for free no matter what happens for the rest of his life in New York City. And just the composure of Brunson, like the leadership. Like, you did believe that, yeah, this guy could bring them back, and he did. It was really unbelievable. Where were you? What were your thoughts? And then the question is, it's clearly the best NBA Finals game ever. Is it the best game ever, period, when you include all sports, when you consider the comeback, when you consider the fact that the Spurs were hot, they're a quality team, it's the NBA Finals? The most historical game? Probably not, because then I think like Miracle on Ice.
Yeah.
What was that stake?
I have a place for it. I'll tell you where that place is. But let me point out one thing. You guys have mocked me in the past for a lot of things.
Rich, you make it easy.
I mean, I mock you, Danny. We're all game.
If we don't mock you,
Yeah.
then we're culprits and we're like
Please.
in it with you.
We're-
I want the world to know that we're not in it with you.
I was worried because at halftime, Rich was the one missing out of our group chat.
Yeah.
So I was like, where did he go?
He was
Did
hobnobbing.
I was like, did he turn it off?
He says coaching kids. He's just like playing slap ass with the parents. That's what he's doing. He's running for mayor. He's playing politics in his pony ball league.
Spencer Pratt couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
Guess who will? This guy.
What do you think this guy's doing? Infield drills? He's hanging out with the parents.
I like
hobnobbing.
how I sent a still shot of the massive spaceship from Independence Day hovering over the Empire State Building, right about to unleash hell on it. And all I got as a response was Covino laughing at something else from earlier in the text thread. That something Spot had done making fun of
Sam,
me.
did you have that feeling where you're like, I got a doozy and no one responds?
Yeah, I was like, oh, they're just about to blow up New York, and then lo and behold, hold the phone.
What's up, DB?
I'm not included in that text thread, but Sam did send that same image to a different text thread that
And
I
no one
am
responded
involved
either?
in.
Yeah, no one responded. either.
Sam tried it out on multiple audiences and no one
I
liked
thought it was
like,
good.
Hello?
He's getting ready for his Netflix special.
It's just like the parallels with Independence Day, man.
You know what it was like? You know when you were a single guy and you would text a girl and you're like, I wonder if it went through. Because no one's responded. Did it go, did it
Does
go
it say
through?
delivered?
Testing.
Hello?
Guys, test.
Hello, anybody there?
Funny, man.
So,
Yo, I was preoccupied, Sam. I really was in the zone, dude.
Yeah,
like,
no, I know.
History was being made. I don't think anyone really thought it was possible, but there was a point. You're right. When it was about 15, then 9, you're like, all right, man, this is crazy. And when it got down to it, that's why I thought they had to win. You can't come back that far and lose
bro,
that game.
when Josh Hart went up for that, not quite sure if he was supposed to dunk or lay up, and he got
You said that could have been Bill Buckner
like
level.
if that is how the Knicks lost, Josh Hart is like Buckner level. I really feel that way.
Well, De'Aaron Fox has been compared to Buckner
Well,
throughout
you know
the
what
morning
you know what they're
on
doing?
radio
They're
and TV.
They're showing a side-by-side of Ginobili doing the same thing against the Pistons back in the day and how Ginobili did the right thing and how the result was obviously different.
All credit to Anunoby, though.
No.
Again, you never give up. You never quit. You never give up on your team. You never shut off the game. But OG had that block right there, and Fox even said it because that was a ridiculous play. He said he thought he could beat Anunoby to the bucket there. He didn't see him coming.
So let me first of all, you guys. I was saying you guys love to mock me that I always say when a game's within sort of out of reach. I'm not the one that watches football games when they're 42-7. I'm not the guy that's watching a baseball game when it's 8-1 in the 8th inning. I got other things. I'm not the guy that watches to the final out. Like my brother, I remember anytime we go to a baseball game, my brother's like, we got to stay. I'm like, yeah, but it's like 9-1.
Yeah, but I don't understand. Like, do you need to shut the TV off? You worried about electricity bills? I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't worry,
No,
but it's like you can't
I'm-
keep it on and just start grilling up burgers or whatever you got to do. You
listen,
can't just have it on in the background.
Of course, but I'm saying
Rich acts like he shuts it off and then he starts to clean up the house because he has other things to do. But you still keep it on. I never get it. Like, I understand like your shift of focus.
I'm not. I don't. To me, it's meaningless at that point because this is a 1 in a billion thing. But my point was, much like every ridiculous, unlikely comeback, there is footage now of people leaving Madison Square Garden.
Oh.
And I can only imagine
Oh.
how you feel if you paid money.
Wait. Let me back in.
If you paid money to
Oh,
go to
sorry, sir.
MSG, if you were at the Mecca, and it's like third quarter, midway through. Remember at one point, what was it, almost 30 when it was like 80 to 50? So, like, at one point, what was the biggest score? Like
29.
Yeah,
29-point deficit.
when it was like,
I think it was like 27 at the half.
was it like
27
82,
and a half,
53, 82, 53 or something? Like,
81-52, I know there was a...
yeah, when it was 80, that score, if you're the person that's like, F this, worst night ever, God, this sucks. Imagine you left Madison Square Garden. Like, can you look yourself in the mirror today?
Two words:
No.
disposable income.
I mean, imagine you must. There's cases of FOMO, like, oh man, we're at the club and dude, there were these hot girls and you left earlier.
Dude, that's the
know, like-
worst feeling anytime, especially in a historical game like
DB,
that.
the party got great. You left and then the party got crazy.
Couple things that I think are at play here. Traffic is going to be awful in New York City no matter what.
Yes.
So beating it or trying to catch the subway or the train or
It's
wherever
gonna
you
be
got to
gross
go.
regardless.
Yes. So that's not an excuse. I also, on a separate text exchange that Sam is not on, I texted a group to say,
Oh, the one where you guys make fun of Sam?
no, never happened.
Get me in on that
Never.
one, Dan.
It was, I asked the group, what does this have to be at the end of the third quarter to think that the Knicks still have a chance? And everybody gave their answer. But the point is, you're staying till at least the end of the third quarter, right?
Yeah.
You're not leaving when it's a 30-point game in the middle of the third quarter. You at least have to make sure, and if it gets to the point where you think it's like 20 points or 25, like in the fourth, then you could do it at that point. But you can't leave before the third quarter, considering there was just a halftime that you could have left.
That's true. I mean, I think at a playoff game like that where you spend all that money, I don't know if you ever leave to begin with, but I would say the maybe tipping point is 5 minutes left. You're down by 20. You might be like, you guys want to beat
absolutely.
the
But it was like, what, going into the fourth quarter, maybe 15 or 17
It
points?
was 15.
and then
They
at
got
that-
it under 20, and you're like, this is still a game.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
And don't forget, real Knicks fans there at the Garden, the ones that got in and had the money to do it, they understand that this is a fourth quarter team all season long. Just in the last series against the Cavs, they came back down from 20 in the fourth quarter of that game and had been down by 22.
Yeah.
So you know that they are capable of doing it, and that's what they kept saying. I was listening to the Knicks radio broadcast on the way home with Tyler and McNutt. Of course, she got in the headlines with her comments about Taylor Swift, but they were saying in the third quarter, okay, if the Knicks can get this down to around 20, around 18, they have a shot.
Hold on, McNutt, is that Tom Brady's new drink?
No, that's called Good Night.
Oh, good. Oh, sorry.
Close.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
So to DB's point, the Knicks broadcast wanted to see it cut to about 18.
Well, I'll tell you this. No matter where you watched or listened last night, there was a sense that like you felt the shift. You're like, oh my God, like how are they gonna let this slip away? Like it felt like it was out of like you had no
felt
control.
Unreal.
Like
it felt unreal.
Like the Spurs had no control.
It's like I don't know if you saw any of the footage of SVP afterward interviewing fans and players, but he was talking to Spike Lee. He's like, Spike Lee, you're a fan, lifelong fan, but you're a guy that creates movies and creates stories. Like, can you ever imagine creating something like this? Like, that's better than a movie script. Like, if that was a movie, you wouldn't believe it. That's the point.
That's like know what I watched the other day with my kids? The Mighty Ducks. Remember they're playing Team Iceland in the second one? And these kids are like double their size and they're winning 12-1 or something, and then somehow the Mighty Ducks come back and win. It's a movie. This was an NBA team down by almost 30 in the second half.
Against a Spurs team that was so hot
and
in the first half.
If you're a Spurs fan, if you're a diehard Spurs fan, and you,
but again, they lived and died by the three. It was clear as day as to what happened.
But Cove, I'm
they
just
got
saying,
cold, and the Knicks defense got tighter.
Sometimes your team just loses a series or a playoff game, Danny, in the NFL, and you could almost be like, all right, we got beat by the better team. and you could accept it. And then there's times where I know as a Mets fan, you could go back and be like, oh, 2015 against the Royals, Game 1, they let up the tying run in the ninth, like on a quick pitch. Like, you go back and analyze all the little moments where, like, the series would have been completely different. If you're a Spurs fan, you must be agonizing over you were leading Game 1.
Well, that's
why you lost 2 games at home.
Listen,
that's why Charles Barkley didn't hold back at the end of the game.
But
it was some of the stupidest basketball we've seen.
If you're a Spurs fan, you're leading Game 1 into the final minutes, and you let it slip away. Game 2, Wemby, your best player, generational guy, has the shot he wants to take, misses it. Game 3, you get one. Game 4, you're winning by 29. Like, the Spurs fan base must be like, oh, like, circumstantially, you could be up 3-1.
And the
right?
most frustrating part, if I was a Spurs fan, it was bad enough that they kept jacking up the threes when that game plan wasn't working any longer.
Bad shots.
But they were doing it at the start of the shot clocks.
Yeah.
So they weren't running any time at all. And that's where I point to the Spurs coach, because he needed to stop the bleeding, and he needed to switch the game plan up and start running some of that clock.
And like I mentioned, Rich, I don't know if you heard it because you were doing all sorts of stuff at that time.
First, I self-admitted that first half I did not watch. I was at my kids' practice.
No, but Charles Barkley didn't hold back at all. Like,
I heard that.
What Fox got into and all these bad shots that they made, everybody saw it. So in retrospect, I'm sure it stings so hard for the Spurs and the fans and everything else. And Charles Barkley didn't let up at all.
We saw the dumbest basketball team in the history of civilization. Oh, wow. We saw they had a 25-point lead, took eight straight threes. Like, they thought to get, like, that was some of the most mismanaged, stupid basketball. Hey, when you blow a 29-point lead, the other team has to help you. The San Antonio Spurs helped the New York Knicks win this game by doing some of the stupid-ass stuff I've ever seen on a basketball court.
Yeah,
he's not wrong.
Barkley does not hold back. In fact, he told Dan Patrick the other day, his Cardi D comment, he's like, I hope they fire me. They'll have to pay me for 7 years.
But Shaq
Barkley and Shaq.
That was the dumbest and most uncivilized basketball I've ever seen.
It is.
What do you say? The worst in
civilization.
In civilization.
I mean, it really was
absolutely
wild. I mean, there was a moment, though, in the fourth where you're like, all right, the Spurs are going to hang on, and this is 2-2. They can't let this slip. But I'm telling you, everyone has their own little mental turning point. When the Spurs were up, I think 1 or 3, and Wemby went to the line and missed 2 free throws in a row, and you're like, yo, that could have given you like a possession and a half, like, cushion.
There's so many what ifs.
Yeah, and that was right after Hart missed that easy layup.
And you're like,
that's why it doesn't come down to that. It doesn't come down to, and I'm stating the obvious, and it doesn't come down to Fox or any of that stuff. They let up a 29-point lead. So it was just a sequence of events, and it all led to that Anunoby tip-in, which is unbelievable.
Imagine all of that for naught if Karl-Anthony Towns' finger doesn't touch that basketball.
Can I tell you
and
that,
mess up the timing of that throw?
Yeah, and you really, it's hard to see, actually. You don't really see it. You have to watch the replay over and over and over again. By the way, how many times did you watch the tip-in? I watched that like at least 30 times.
Well, that's also magical in that it's also magical in that the fact that he went, no one picked him up coverage-wise after his
open
inbound
lane.
pass. No one picked him up, but then not
right
only
to the bucket.
But the fact that a rebound, you can get any big guy down below. You don't know which way the rebound's going to bounce. The fact that it's so perfectly magically tipped it off the rim in the direction of OG's hand right there.
Perfectly timed, everything
I
about
mean,
it.
nothing could have been better.
Yeah, it was straight on. If it was to the left or right, it ricochets somewhere else, and he doesn't get that sort of
And the other storyline is Brunson took a 3 to try to win it and didn't. There's so many other storylines that just went,
Yeah, the other thing on the tip, though, is, again, it goes back to the Spurs' failure of, so you've got all of Celebrity Row crouching in on the inbounder, and then you have a 7-foot Karl-Anthony Towns. You have 1.2 seconds, okay? There's not a lot of time. Wherever you're going to get the ball, you're likely going to have to shoot it. They run a perfect play, but you have a 6'5" Dylan Harper, 6'5" at most, Dylan Harper inbounding the basketball. Why they wouldn't have brought someone in with at least some height when Cat's there at 7 feet?
That's a great point.
Yeah, it's just it's just failure upon failure upon failure by the San Antonio Spurs in that fourth quarter and parts of the third.
And also a huge moment for a young player like that too.
Now,
but props were there deserved. Again, Brunson had such a great game, 36 points. Anunoby 33 points. Like they really brought it. Someone compared them to like a Jordan Pippen of New York. That's how they played last night.
Yeah, it's wild to think.
That's how they played.
It's wild to think that unless the Spurs now do something magical on their own, that the Knicks, who I grew up in New York, we live in Los Angeles now, but the Knicks were the team that was always close but could never get there, and they got by on those early 70s moments where, like your dad would tell you about, but the Knicks were just always like Mr. So close, Mr. Almost, and they're a game away from the New York Knicks being NBA champs. And I saw a list once where they went through every professional sports city. And they're like, what are the biggest moments in that city's history? Like you could say, Toronto, touch
Joe
them
Carter.
all, Joe. Like every city has their top moment or so. And I think in New York, dramatically, it's gets by Buckner, 86 Mets. There's going to be moments, Eli Manning, some Super Bowl catch by Manningham on the helmet. Like there's moments, right? This OG is definitely a top 5.
You think the greatest New York moment is a Red Sox error?
I would think it's one of the most famous moments in sports history.
The greatest in New York?
You don't think it's like
In New York?
You don't think by far like number
I don't
one?
know. I mean, there's a lot of history in New York.
I mean, I know you're a
An
Yankees
error
fan,
by the Red Sox?
but it's the most notable.
It's not even a Mets moment. It's an error by the Red Sox.
It would take him to try to deflate
Well, you
my
say
story.
that so matter-of-factly. I don't know about that. Let me think about it. The Mets?
What's
I'm on Rich's side on this.
Yeah?
I mean, Kits by Buckner is a top maybe 5 moment in sports history. Like as far as moments.
Not for the Buckners.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
I mean, your girlfriend's from Idaho.
No,
I
man.
know you must know the Buckner fam.
I don't know. I guess I'm a personal fan of Charlie Hayes throwing up his glove.
You think anyone even knows what you're saying right now?
But they're not going to put a statue of Buckner outside the Mets stadium.
No,
Rich.
but I'm saying,
but I see what you're saying. It's
I
like
know.
Kirk Gibson in L.A. with the
Kirk
the
Gibson
pump.
pumping his
pumping
fist.
his-
no,
yeah.
definitely.
There's moments for each city,
Yeah.
and I think OG just put himself like
Oh,
in 50 years.
that's
it's
a
gonna be
statue.
Yeah. That's
No
how
doubt.
the tip in. If they go on to win now, and there's no other dramatic moment, and that's the moment, which it should be.
And hopefully his face looks better than Dwayne Wade.
And
on
I
the
know they
statue.
practice that a lot, but to execute it in that moment the way he did,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many times he makes that out of 10 times. I really don't. But it went in, and that's all that matters. And it had to after that comeback. So the question based on it, though, yeah, no doubt, Rich, this is probably
It's a moment.
up
It's-
there with the Mets. How
with
about
with
that?
anything. With anything, of course.
But
yeah.
was it the best game ever? Like, where does it fall historically for you? Think about that.
What's up, DB?
Just to carry it over, what's a bigger Giants memory? True question.
Yeah.
Okay.
The David Tyree catch or Scott Norwood missing the field goal?
Oh, man, that's
So
that's
chew
wild.
on that.
Yeah.
You know,
let
just-
me think about
yeah.
that. I kept saying Manningham. What was I thinking?
Oh, he had the great catch in
on
Super
the
Bowl
sideline.
46.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, it was David Tyree. So, all right, your thoughts, your feedback next. Phones are hot. We'll talk a little magical Game 4 last night. More Covino and Rich next, right here on Fox Sports Radio.
when I said DJ Khaled before, I know it's DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled. We've interviewed the guy.
Another one.
I know all of his music. I call him DJ Khaled. He doesn't deserve my respect after last night. I'm seeing feedback saying, let's talk about this jabroni, and if I'm going to talk about him, to get his name right.
Yeah.
I know his name. I've interviewed him. I know his music. He doesn't deserve respect.
Well, there's
after
another
that.
artist, Khalid, so maybe you
Yeah,
got a little.
maybe they're thinking
Maybe
that.
you got a
Combine
little
the two.
confused. I don't know.
I'm getting confused.
Oh, you said it wrong or no?
I said it wrong.
Did you?
You think
I shot the clerk?
You think I don't know who DJ Khaled
I
is?
shot the clerk.
The guy who built his career in music.
I killed
don't
the
know
clerk.
the guy. You're right. This tub of goo who's sitting courtside. I don't know who that is. Okay. Now let me tell you what I saw last
You don't
night.
know him. You gave him your GPL once.
Let me tell you, I was disturbed and disgusted by his actions. I think he's a positive guy. He's hugely successful as a producer and artist, and I give him all the credit in the world. He's a great dad. So I'm not like hating on him just for the sake of it. I think it really was off-putting and just tough to watch. To know how much those seats were courtside and how much it meant for New York fans to be there, that this guy would sit there and troll the public and troll the fans and sit there and look at his phone the entire game. And that's not just our observation. That was very noticeable, and that was the story outside the story of the Knicks actually losing the game.
Can someone, while I go over this with you, can someone look up what celebrities were actually there last night? Larry David, Derek Jeter.
How'd you get seats next to Derek Jeter last night?
That was Eli Manning.
Oh, it was Eli Manning? My bad. I thought it was you. Manning.
How dare you?
You had Bloomberg was there, playing slap ass with the players.
How funny when they landed on Bloomberg and he's like, "You okay?" He's like, "Oh, I'm fine. Just a billionaire, just sitting here."
Alvarado sitting on his lap.
What, he turned into Richard Nixon for a second there?
Yeah.
I'm fine.
So let me.
Boy, it's a long list.
Yeah, dude.
Robert Kraft was there?
Yeah, he had some good seats.
I don't know if you saw, and this is also telling. I know you're going to say, "How am I turning this into a Mets conversation?" But did you see Lindor and Soto were there, but not together?
No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, they were both there,
but the stars were
but not
out.
together.
Yeah. Chalamet, Stiller, Spike Lee, of course, Tina Fey, Larry David, Jon Stewart, Chris Rock, Chappelle, Shane Gillis, Covino's favorite, Chris Tucker, Michael J. Fox, Al Sharpton, Fat Joe, Jadakiss. We know Cardi B at halftime. You guys mentioned Jeter, Manning, Patrick Ewing, of course, Jeremy Lin, Rudy Gay, Walt Frazier, Robert Kraft.
Damn! My goodness.
And DJ Khaled.
Another one.
And
Was I
DJ.
say
Another
DJ
one.
Khaled?
Interestingly enough, did you see Tracy Morgan, by the way, also there, saying that he was saying if the Knicks had won, the Statue of Liberty might get pregnant tonight. I thought that was funny. But there are rules, by the way. I just want to go over this real quick. Madison
what are
Square
your
Garden.
thoughts on his behavior courtside there for the world to see? Do you think
and
he
we
was
predicted
trolling?
Jay-Z, by the way.
Do you think he was playing words with friends? What do you think he was doing? If it was that important, he would have got up and left.
Well,
he was clearly doing that to garner some sort of feedback and attention.
I don't know.
And fans are mad about it.
Some people are locked in, and I'm going to tell you what
Locked in on what? What do you think he was? You understand what he was doing?
No. I'm just saying. The reason I'm bringing this up, I was going to explain to you.
Okay.
Madison Square Garden Celebrity Row operates like an exclusive, invite-only VIP club, rather than other stadiums and arenas where it's like, hey, if you're a celebrity or someone, you might be able to reach out to a PR person or have your agent call someone, or like you might know someone. That's not how it works at the Garden. There's several strict unwritten rules when it comes to maintaining a coveted spot on Celebrity Row at Madison Square Garden. Now there's
got to be etiquette involved.
There
here.
is one particular area at the Garden. Now let's make this clear. There's one particular area where these are for not only people that are A-listers and notables, but they're also lifelong Knicks fans, where there's no confusion. The Chalamets, the Sandmans, the Larry Davids, the Tracy Morgans, like the fans that are famous that bleed blue and orange. These are a different group of people. They have different seating. That is Celebrity Row. Like that's the diehard primo. Then there's another area where it's like called like the camera ready celebrity section.
Mm-hmm.
That's where former athletes, the Jeters and Eli Mannings and influencers and models and
By the way,
again,
Jeter was there with his sister last night. I noticed that. That was pretty cool.
So those are the folks that you're encouraged to wear blue and orange. You are encouraged to cheer, stand up, applaud. You have to be ready for the close-up for the camera. You can't play shy. You have to do the whole, like, hey, he's here. Hey,
even Jeter was playing it up yesterday,
Derek
man.
Jeter's here. Like,
he doesn't want to be bothered. I'm sure he was waving everybody. DJ Khaled disrespected the players as well as the fans yesterday, and I think he's so much better than that. It's disappointing. It was tough to watch. And Danny G, I think that goes along with the vibe that you brought up. Like it ruined the vibe. Like even at home, you're like, what's going on? You kept seeing it. You can't help but notice the guy and notice that type of behavior. Well, especially like Rich said, when you're, hey, Wu-Tang said Knicks in 5, man. We saw him there last night. Superstars were out.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
we watched in amazement. We reaped all the benefits.
Yeah, did you decide what your favorite moments of last night were? While you think about it, let me let everyone know that we are doing it live from the Fox Sports Radio studio for over 40 years because I found one. I found the moment I love. Okay. Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires. Tire Rack for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection, convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
I like the overall juxtaposition of Wemby really feeling the moment. He's like, I'm in your head. I'm in your head.
And then it all slowly unravels.
And then it completely unravels afterward. And, yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. Something got in your head. Looks like the Knicks got in your head. Maybe the fans got in your head. Something happened because they were living and dying by the 3.
There's a moment I want to point out, and it's not OG's tip in. It's not Fox going for the layup instead of just trying to run some clock off and get fouled. It's not Wemby's missed threes or his missed free throws. It's not it's not the actual missed layup by Josh Hart. Have you seen Larry David's reaction to the missed layup?
Oh, fan reactions, period. Because first half, all the celebrities.
Listen,
did you see Iowa Sam posted Saddam Sadler?
Saddam Sadler.
Sadler.
The saddest of all the Sandlers. So sad, Sandler.
Rich,
sad.
I'm glad you bring up Larry David, Rich, because there was another moment where I think they got within like 18 or 20 points, and you see a fan near Larry David try to hype him up and give him a high five, and Larry David shrugged him off. I was like, I'm not ready to celebrate yet.
I'm not going to high five you. But, of course, women everywhere are probably going to try to find their Stevie Nicks Taylor Swift T-shirt. She was fired up. People were criticizing her for getting excited when they were still down by 22, and it's like maybe she was onto something.
Maybe 22 is a special number for her, perhaps.
That is true.
Hey, Rich, so
but
what
hold on,
you're saying
have
is
you seen this?
This moment is better than the OG tip-in is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. No, but have you seen it? It almost feels like they're filming B-roll for Curb. If you have not seen this, I'm going to come over and show you. Larry David reacts to Josh Hart missing the layup.
Oh, yeah, that was horrible.
Look at him. Larry David.
Oh, yeah.
It starts to almost faint.
I saw that. He almost fainted.
And the best part also is there's a close-up of Larry David, of course, from Curb, creator of Seinfeld. We all know Larry David. Pretty good game. He has toilet paper in his ears. And you can only imagine if this were a plot line of Curb.
It wasn't toilet paper. It was dude wipes.
No. It is honestly like an episode of Curb where he goes to the game and he's like, it's too loud. Larry, do you have earplugs? I don't have earplugs. And you see Larry David with tissue paper, toilet paper in his ears. So, I don't know. There were so many little things like that. And Ben Stiller and Taylor Swift next to each other like pretending.
Ben Stiller, you're my favorite Mo Sugga.
Her and her girls pretending like that's not Ben Stiller and him having to be like, yeah, Taylor Swift and her friends are next to me. Like everything about it was wild. And that's on top of arguably one of the most exciting games you'll ever see in your life.
Well, congrats to the Knicks. Hope you're having a Knicks sort of day. Team Mexico. Hey, Sam, can I get a grito, please? That's how I felt last night. That's how I feel today. Team Mexico with the big win, World Cup. There's so much going on and so much we got to get to, Rich. But before we get to the phone calls about last night.
Yes, sir.
Where do you put this in your
Your personal sports catalog?
Your personal sports catalog of awesome. Like, where does it rank for you? Is it the best we've ever seen? It's the greatest comeback. There's no doubt about it. Stats will prove that. But are we prisoners of the moment to say, like, it might have been the greatest game I ever watched?
All right, let's pose a question, then we'll go to DB for an update. I want you to think about this. In basketball, do we want to – first answer this. Are we going to combine NBA and college hoops? Different things. I don't think we could because Leitner's shot is legendary. Like, if I were to say NBA, the association, give me, like, a moment.
And you have to remember, it's also the NBA Finals.
Give me a moment. Like, did Jordan, some say push off, his final game-winning shot against the Jazz? This OG tip-in. Like, what is the moment for you where you're like, that still image or that little sequence is the most memorable? Because, again, we're living in the moment, but right now it's hard to say many moments that are bigger than that.
As my dad would say, Rich, and as a lot of dads say,
yeah,
heavy duty. That was heavy-duty drama last night. Now, think about it. We'll get to your phone calls, 877-99 on Fox.
down
LeBron.
block.
The chase down LeBron block.
Yeah, but
Against the backboard.
Anunoby had the chase down block, and he had the tip-in. I think that cancels LeBron. Think about it.
Get out of here.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. DB, give us the update, buddy. Dan Fire.
World Cup is underway. The first match in the books in Mexico City.
Aldorado's crossing. There's the goal he was looking for. It's Raul Jimenez, and it's 2-0. A World Cup goal at last.
Mexico with a victory today over South Africa by that 2-0 count. As you saw it on Fox, there were more red cards than goals in the game. 2 red cards for South Africa, 1 late for Mexico. But Mexico picks up a win and 3 points in the first match of the World Cup in Group A play. Later tonight on FS1 Group A play in Guadalajara, South Korea will face Czechia. Stanley Cup Final Game 5, Golden Knights and Hurricanes in Raleigh. That's at 8 Eastern. That series is tied up at 2 apiece. Broncos and head coach Sean Payton have agreed to terms on a new 5-year deal. Keeps him under contract through the 2030 season. Day baseball, Juan Soto, a home run, broke a 4-4 tie for the Mets as they top the Cardinals 5-4. Tigers over the Twins 11-0. Marlins beat the Diamondbacks by a score of 2-0. Cubs lead the Rockies by a count of 9-2 right now in the bottom of the 8th inning. Seiya Suzuki, a grand slam for the Cubs. Rangers lead the Royals 3-2 in the 5th. In golf, RBC Canadian Open. Sahith Theegala and hey, how about this? Remember yesterday a caller made reference to Emiliano Grillo?
Yeah.
He's tied for the lead right now. So a good guy and tied for the lead at 6 under par, as is Eric Cole, a 3-way tie in Canada on the PGA Tour. Guys, back to you.
Hey,
Thanks,
thank you,
Dan Byer. The LeBron block, I'm looking at the feedback. Ray Allen, Game 6. There's a lot of great memorable moments in NBA history. What comes to mind for you? Because without being, as Danny loves to say, prisoner of the moment.
Yeah, but that was a roller coaster of emotions, dude.
Last night's OG tip-in might have been a top 5. I mean, you got to put a top 5, right?
I think of Kobe and Shaq in the playoffs with that huge comeback against the Trailblazers and the famous alley-oop to Shaq from Kobe.
That's a big one. That is definitely
We're
a memorable.
talking, hold on, though. We're talking NBA Finals. We're talking
Finals
it's a very
only, no
pivotal,
playoffs?
I know, but pivotal game. Right. I'm just saying, I'm hyping this up. We're talking a city that's starving for a championship. They haven't seen one in 50-something years. We're talking at the Garden. Greatest comeback ever. There's so many factors here. Star-studded celebrities, pressure moment. So many elements to this game. The back and forth. The dreadful first half. Right? Like, because Sam was saying, all right, but think about it. The first half was kind of boring. It was a blowout. I'm like, yeah, but that adds to the excitement of the second half. Right? If you didn't have that low point, you wouldn't have had this crescendo of the highest point possible at the end. Came down to that tip-in. There's so many factors that made this arguably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, we've ever seen. As far as historical impact, that's why you can't compare it to Miracle or whatever else. But I didn't watch that live.
Yeah.
I just know the story.
This is up there. We'll take your feedback. Phones are all hot. We'll get to every single one of your calls next. I promise you that. All right, Covino and Rich right here on Fox Sports Radio.
If you're skilled in manufacturing, your next job shouldn't be hard to find, and it shouldn't slow your career down. Express Employment Professionals connect skilled workers with contract and full-time manufacturing jobs at companies that need talent right now.
Go to expresspros.com. Find that location near you. Your local Express office understands manufacturing and works with companies at every level of production. That means real opportunities for machinists, welders, assemblers, quality control inspectors, maintenance techs, production managers, and more.
When you turn to Express Employment Pros for your job search, you're working with a staffing leader in manufacturing backed by global resources with local teams who know the industry and the employers in the community.
Yeah, whether you're looking to build your skills, take that next career step, or find opportunities in manufacturing, Express is ready to help you connect with the way you're needed most. The online job search can be frustrating, a black hole of applications, so call your local Express office. Put people back in the hiring process.
Visit expresspros.com. Find the local Express Employment Professionals office today.
Fans visiting the U.S. for FIFA World Cup have the most hilarious reactions to everyday American culture. Things that we see every day, they're like, wait, what?
Yeah. We're on center stage.
You do that here in the States? Can I give you a few of these things that are popping up on social media?
Mm-hmm.
It also poses the question, though, like both stories tie together, my personal story and this news story. It's like if you had people coming to visit you or you just happen to bump into some foreigners here for the World Cup, where do you tell them to go? What do you tell them to do?
Yeah, but I think that is even a bigger question, meaning when you visit foreign countries, they're usually significantly smaller than the United States in general, because I'm always fascinated when someone, let's say you were born and raised in Barcelona or Greece, you're in Athens, or you live in outside of Rome. If you ever visit the United States, are you choosing New York, Miami, Vegas, California, Texas? Like where you choose here is even so different.
I heard that no one out pizzas the Hut. Will you?
Is this true?
Is this true? Can you take me, please?
I hear the chicken is a finger-licking good. I must test.
Will you please take me, please? Por favor. Little Caesars, the pizza.
How do I say it? Yo quiero the Taco Bell.
Sure, Sergio. We'll take you right now.
But here's the observations you're seeing on social media. Number 1, 7-Eleven. Here's the social media sentiment. Not going to lie. This is from a foreign visitor from the UK.
Yeah, these are real stories, by the way. We're not making this up.
Big gulps for 7-Eleven are easily one of my most favorite things I've discovered in America.
How you say a big gulp?
It is like huge.
¿Cómo se dice a big golpe?
Ah, big gulps, eh?
Yes.
Nice to see you.
I think I'll have a big gulp, por favor.
That's a lot of sugar.
Yo, bro, that's wild. That's America right there. The big gulp.
Another.
And, how you say I like the hot dog on the conveyor belt, the rolly thing? I'll have one of those, please.
Let me give you another. A World Cup fan visiting from Sweden. Her name is Elsa. Went viral for her endearing reactions to America comfort food. She said, "Why did no one tell me? Or why is no one in Sweden aware of ranch sauce? Or as you call dressing."
That's a
she
big
goes,
deal.
Europe, we need ranch ASAP.
Yeah, they do.
Europe and in Asia, dude. I just came back from Japan and Korea. Two things. Our 7-Eleven pales in comparison to like Japanese or Korean 7-Elevens. That's a way of life out there.
Doesn't Japan open or don't they own the 7-Eleven brand?
Dude, their 7-Elevens are like a way of life. Like you have to go and get the treats. Also, as Americans, you go there and ask for ranch for your chicken or your wings or whatever. They look at you like, "What are you talking about? It's not a thing."
Another European Twitter X user went on to say, "I'm confused as to why ranch is so good, but it's different in every restaurant. The fact that like everyone sort of has a different ranch recipe.
Consistency, yeah.
Are we that known for ranch?
Yeah, it's a. I'm sorry to say this. It's a fat American thing. It really is. It's fantastic.
Dip it in ranch.
It really is.
How about this one? I do not understand American breakfast.
How you say it?
Potatoes, eggs, gravy, all like the idea of having this big, heavy American like lumberjack breakfast. It's like Europeans are like, wait, pancakes, eggs, meat, everything for breakfast?
I think I'll have the.
I don't care what you say, Rich. I don't care what you say. Fat Joe is not the unsung hero of the game.
He is, dude. You
I'm
saw him do
telling
the
you.
Humpty Dumpty dance.
Not over OG Anunoby.
He's Slim Joe now.
But Fat Joe did the Humpty Dumpty dance, and Wemby missed both free throws.
It was a big moment, but Rich is getting carried away here. What stood out to you?
Jerry Seinfeld's mouth is still open and like disarray, like, oh.
I mean, it was a big-time celebrity event. It really was.
What's the deal?
But a big night for New York and the Knicks. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio.
Well, speaking of which, we are live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, and it's time for our Tyree play of the day. And I think it's pretty clear. You heard Madison Square Garden when OG made a miraculous shot at the Garden.
Flat for Jalen Brunson. Allow him to operate at the top. 101. Brunson gets it. Fires up a three. Shot no good. The triplet's gone. It's gone. It's gone. With 1.2 remaining. Knicks take the lead.
Wow.
OG Anunoby. And it's 107-106. Bedlam here at the Garden. They can't believe it.
A stunning finish. Unreal. Insane, like Crazy Eddie's prices back in the 80s. Call was courtesy of ABC, and that was our Tire Rack play of the day. For over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. See? OG, not Fat Joe.
Let's go to your phone calls at 877-99 on Fox. Who do we got, Danny G?
Let's start in El Paso. Manny's wife is a big Spurs fan.
The Paso. What's up, Manny?
What's going on, guys? First of all, like I said, it sucks for the Spurs, but they deserve to lose. My wife is a Spurs fan. I got no skin in this game. I'm a Laker fan, but I told her, like, they got to stop shooting threes. But why would you shoot 4 threes, miss them, and decide, let's shoot 4 more and miss them? They deserve to lose.
Yeah, that was horrible.
The terrible clock management, terrible everything, to be honest. But you know what? I don't want to be the contrarian here, but it's 3-1. That wasn't the final game. I'm not saying
neither was the Buckner play.
But I'm saying it's not official. So what if San Antonio pulled off a miracle? Then how does this play go down in history?
Oh, man, it goes down in history, but it's not as remembered as it should be.
All right, let's keep it rolling. Who we got?
David in Virginia Beach.
Yo, what's up, David?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
We're good, man. What's your thoughts?
Lifelong Knicks fan.
Oh.
And I'm telling you, this thing is a big difference, 3-1, had it been 2-2.
Oh, big time.
They would have lost this game. Now they got momentum. Going back to San Antonio, this thing is just a funeral. We're just planning a funeral because we're scared to death of what these guys could do.
Yeah. If San Antonio, like Danny, you were saying, like, man, would it be crazy if they forced a Game 7? I mean, they are going back to San Antonio.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying the Knicks want to close this out, but I wouldn't be shocked if it went back to the Garden for Game 6. And then, again, it really is game by game. I hope it keeps going, man. It's too fun.
We're going to move old school to the top of hour 2.
No one cares.
So let's finish with Alex. He's also in El Paso.
What's up, El Paso? The Paso. Hey, Ox.
Hey, what's up, guys? I called on, I believe it was Tuesday for Game 3, and I mentioned how De'Aaron Fox and Wemby needed they couldn't allow the Knicks to get into their heads like that. And my God, I mean, the reverse on Wemby's performance for that Game 3 kind of shut me up. But De'Aaron Fox, oh my Lord, his job is on the line. One more thing, Larry David being there. It's so crazy that you guys are just like all geeked up about the whole Larry David mix, because like I was watching that. I saw him there with Robert Kraft and yesterday with John McRowe.
Yeah, him and John McRowe. It felt like, honestly, it was B-roll in a movie. Him being like, oh, like falling and everything.
They used his footage from a Yankee game on the show.
Yes.
You never know what they might use that footage
That's
for.
so funny. But your feedback, we will go old school. It is a Thursday, but so much Knicks Spurs hype. We got all your feedback next. Covino and Rich, a really exciting day here at Fox Sports Radio.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture. We talk about sports. We talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all's show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event
You
during a
can't.
big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
The World Cup is underway, and today on Fox, Mexico grabbed a 2-0 win over South Africa in Group A play in Mexico City. Tonight on FS1 in Guadalajara, South Korea takes on Czechia. Tomorrow, the U.S. will make their debut in Los Angeles. Tonight in Raleigh, North Carolina, it's Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final between the Hurricanes and Golden Knights, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Series is tied up at 2 games apiece. Day baseball, the Cubs lead the Rockies 9-3 in the ninth, while the Rangers have a 3-2 lead on the Royals in the sixth. Juan Soto hit a solo home run that broke a 4-4 ties. The Mets beat the Cardinals today 5-4. Tigers blank the Twins 11-0. Marlins get a 2-0 win against Arizona. In golf, at the RBC Canadian Open, first-round play, Sahith Theegala leads at 6 under par. He's joined atop the leaderboard by Eric Cole and Emiliano Grillo. Broncos and head coach Sean Payton have agreed to terms on a new 5-year contract. I'm Dan Beyer.
Yeah!
Hey!
Sam, give me a Greedo, brother. Hey! All right, so World Cup celebration. Congrats to Team Mexico, but congrats to the New York Knicks.
Goal!
And, of course, there's a big Stanley Cup Game 5 tonight. Covino and Rich, good time to be alive.
Can I tell you, speaking of the World Cup,
Yeah.
I just made a blunder. You guys ever text message to the wrong person?
Oh, this is really funny.
yeah.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Covino and Rich broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studios.
Oh, no.
Steve Covino, Rich Davis, Danny G. We got old school and 50 hits coming up, all right?
Yeah.
Plus, if we have time, we'll talk some Tom Brady and more. Whatever we don't fit in, we got Overpromised our bonus pod today. But first, we got to rock out like the New York Knicks did last night. One of the greatest comebacks of all time.
Like Timothy Chalamet ripping off his clothes.
Where does it fall in your, would you say, in your catalog of sports moments? Now, there's a lot of great moments that we didn't live for. I'm not saying they don't count. They absolutely do. But it's different when you saw it and when you lived through it, right?
When you live it. Like my father-in-law was quick to correct me a while back when we talked about greatest sports moments. And he's like, you weren't like alive and there. And for the miracle in 1980, he's like, you were in diapers. You were a baby. He goes, trust me. It was the biggest moment.
Hey, I saw the movie, and again, there's a lot more at stake with that, right? It's the USA team who were the biggest underdogs
This is one of the modern
against
day,
Russia.
It's one of the modern day moments, and especially in New York sports, it's got to be a top 5.
I think it's the top moment.
It is.
But you know what?
It's up there with Willis Reed walking out.
Hold up, though. We already established this. It's only one of the top moments if they win it all.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
As of now, it is, but they have to win it all to cement it into history, to get that statue outside. But Anunoby had a game, man. It wasn't just that moment. It was an overall awesome performance from him. And, of course, Brunson turned it around in the second half. Was it more of a collapse? Was it more of a comeback? It's a little bit of everything. But we have a lot to get to. If you're skilled in manufacturing, skip the online job search nightmare. Express Employment Pros connects skilled machinists, welders, and technicians with contract and full-time manufacturing jobs. Covino and Rich, start thinking about your favorite get-together family TV shows, okay? We'll explain, but one quick phone call and Rich has a story.
What does that mean? Who do we got, Danny G?
Let's go to Kyle in Missouri.
Yo.
Hey, Kyle.
What's up, Kai?
Hey guys, I was just talking about the number one sports moment for me was 2011 Game 6, St. Louis Cardinals, Joe Buck on the call, and we will see you tomorrow night.
It's a great moment. Like I said, it's something maybe you would do on a bonus pod one day or just an extended episode where if you call out the city, I wonder if we could all agree upon, like, that's that city's moment.
Yeah.
And I think New York, again, we had gets by Buckner, Willis Reed re-entering the game, the Tyree catch on the helmet. Someone said Mike Piazza's 9-11 home run.
How about when Rocky beat Drago?
When Rocky beat Drago.
That's up there.
That's a
Underdog.
I hate to say this versus your Yankees, Covino, but Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman for sure. For Dodgers fans, Freddie Freeman and Kirk Gibson. There's multiple.
Speaking of, I have a retraction. Stat boy hit me up, Michael. I said that Larry David's footage was used from a Yankee game on the show. It actually was a Dodgers game.
Yeah, that's how that person got off of a crime.
And the footage ended up being used to clear a guy of murder because he was at that game and in the footage.
Do you guys know that story?
Yeah,
Sam, is that common knowledge?
They made a documentary.
That's incredible.
About it.
There was a dude who was he was being accused of murder, and he had no alibi. Like, well, where were you that night of the murder?
I was at the Dodgers game.
I was at the Dodgers game.
Did he have a ticket or?
He had nothing.
This is a long time ago.
All they had was B-roll from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
He was in the background.
He's in the background where Larry David's walking around at the game.
Crazy.
They were able to track off of cell phone towers.
And maybe they'll use some of that B-roll, at the Knicks game for something.
That's pretty good luck.
Hey, thank you, Michael.
Yes,
and Rich, I know you had a story you wanted to tell before we get into old school when 50 hits.
We said besides the NBA Finals and Stanley Cup, Danny G, let's not forget that's tied 2-2.
Of course. It's going to be a great game tonight.
What a
Talk about a fired-up crowd.
What a wild week in sports. And the World Cup, people representing their home country. We joked yesterday. We'll probably talk more about it on Overpromised. All the reactions from international fans seeing the United States for the first time. There's more clips that are coming out. It's very funny. So we'll get to that later. But our buddy Max Bretos,
the handsome soccer analyst and former Sports Center host and all-around good guy.
Is it true he used to be a male model?
Yeah, he was a male model. Max Bretos, yeah.
So we worked with Max at ESPN, and he's cut from our cloth, meaning
he's a funny guy,
he's a good
man.
ball buster, like
good
a funny dude. Like Max Bretos is a really great guy.
Oh, he was a veteran at ESPN when we worked there, and just welcomed us with open arms and was cool from the get-go.
And he's a big soccer guy. LAFC works closely with all the big
He's like the
soccer
voice of
leagues.
LAFC,
He's like the man in the soccer world, Max Bretos. I bring this up because he's leading the coverage for Fox right now. All the FIFA Fox World Cup coverage, Max is the lead analyst. I'm watching him right now on the table. So I take video of him on the TV during the commercial break with Covino in the background, making fun of him. Like,
and by the way, I'm rubbing the screen like, oh, Max. Oh, yes.
Like, oh, look at you, handsome. Just busting chops.
Yeah,
right?
look at Max. Oh, ratings, baby. Look at this guy.
And anytime they did like a one shot of him, like, oh, ratings. Look at you, hot stuff. Like, just totally busting balls. So I send the video in a group chat in my phone labeled Covino and Max ESPN. It's a different Max at ESPN.
Oh, no.
It was a completely
I had him labeled as Bretos in my phone. So all of a sudden I get
Send it to Kellerman.
All of a sudden, yeah. Oh my God. For a minute, it might have. I thought it might have been. I get a text message back like, "Yeah, this is Max. I worked on like the web team. Like I did an event with you guys once." I'm like, "Oh, so sorry, dude. I miss you too."
So embarrassing.
I was like, "Miss you too."
Reminds me of that story where Rich's wife. I could say this because Rich has told the story before. Sent something a little risque, but not to Rich. It was like to your landlord or something like that, right?
So before we bought our house in Woodland Hills, when we first moved to LA, we rented in Sherman Oaks, right down the block. Believe it or not, like 5 minutes from the Fox Sports Radio studios. And I was away on a business trip, and my wife sent me a little sexy bra and panty photo. Like, can't wait till you get home. She sent it on a group chat to me and our landlord.
Yeah. Well, she has Rich. She has Rich labeled lame-o, and it was right there next to landlord.
Oh, lame-o.
Gotta look twice.
It's so weird. Rich only paid half rent the next month.
It was like, oh, babe, you sent that to me.
So embarrassing. Hey, but be careful before you send things.
Or you ever do that?
All.
You ever do? This has happened to everyone. You're talking smack about someone, and you accidentally text them.
Oh, that happens a lot.
Like, let's say Covino was wearing a stupid shirt, and I texted him, like, yo, can you believe Covino's stupid shirt? And you're like, oh, my God, I sent that to Covino.
Why did it take so long to create the undo send on iPhone? Like, we needed that from the beginning. I know. No,
with emails, when you send, like, you ever send, like, an important email to somebody, and you realize afterward, like, it's a terrible misspelling that makes you look stupid, and you're like, I
sent a big, long email to all the all-star parents for my kids' team.
Yeah.
And I was like, first game, and I put the wrong date. and immediately had to do like a, hey, I'm an idiot.
Just be careful. Always think before you send. All right, now, it's Thursday. We're all hyped about World Cup, Max Brados, the Knicks, OG Anunoby, so much. Hockey. But something we always do here on Thursdays is old school when 50 hits. We throw it back, we reminisce. We get you involved, Fox Sports Radio Nation. So start calling now, 877-99 on Fox. We're getting a late start to it, but lots going on. On this day, Rich, this is right up your steam pipe alley.
Thanks, Mario Cantone.
Because on this day in 2002, one of your favorite shows debuted.
Well, a lot debuted on this day. In fact, Austin Powers.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
It's when you first started using Randy, describing yourself.
Yeah.
I'm feeling Randy. Randy. Now, today was not only the day of Austin Powers. They have a lot of big shows that debuted, but one in particular.
I mean, it did change the game for a long time. 2002 was the first time we experienced this show.
And that show is American Idol. Kelly Clarkson wins the first season. The judges, we were all introduced to Randy Jackson. Remember, like, Randy Jackson? And he's like, some movie
they weren't
producer.
the biggest stars because they didn't expect this show to be the monster that it became.
The music producer.
Right.
Paula Abdul, who we haven't heard of in years. And who's this, like, rude yet hilarious British guy? Simon Cowell.
That's when Rich used to go by the name Dunkelman. I don't know if you guys knew that. Now he's Rich Davis.
Yeah, that was my Dunkelman days.
He was Simon Scowell back then. Now he's all happy Simon.
I know. 2002 American Idol debuted. And this sort of all ties together. Here's how and here's why. That was around the time where the monoculture still existed. We were all sort of watching Kelly Clarkson do her thing. Like, we're all sort of talking about it. We're all watching it as a family.
Now everyone's algorithm is different.
Yeah, but you know what? That's the beauty of sports, too. Sports unifies. It might be the one thing that exists when it comes to a monoculture in today's world. Dan Byer gave the ratings yesterday. Was it 23 million tuned into Game 3? I can't wait to see what the ratings were for last night. But a lot of people were tuned in. A lot of people were watching. The Knicks, the Spurs. It's a big series, a big finals.
And Covino, for those that don't know the reference, explain monoculture. Well,
social media put all of us in our own different lanes where everyone's algorithm's different, everyone's attention span is somewhere else, and everyone's watching something different because we're oversaturated with content. Back in the day, we all were watching the same things.
Yeah, the example I love to use is
we all had the same references.
Everyone around our age is like, Saturday morning, I watch cartoons, then I watch Saved by the Bell, wrestling, and American Gladiators. And every Friday night, me and my siblings watch TGIF because we were
dinner
all,
and a movie.
We were all watching the same thing. Oh, ABC Sunday night movie? What did you watch? Flight of the Navigator?
And all off of a cable box.
Right.
Not all these tons of different streaming services.
TGIF. Everybody was sort of doing the same thing. That was the monoculture that no longer exists because, again, of oversaturation in the world is different.
Well, we have all the same cartoon references from our childhood. I could ask 10 different parents who have a 10-year-old, and they'll be like, oh, my kid's favorite cartoon or show was blank, and it would be all different because there's just so many options.
So start thinking about, and call us now at 877-99 on Fox, 877-99 on Fox, the TV shows or maybe the events that were shared experiences for you, because last night was a shared experience. It was a huge game. A lot of people were watching together. How much footage have you seen on social media of families and friends just freaking out watching that game, right? Our buddy KFC posted a really great video of his family, too. So what were other shows you watched, moments and shared experiences where you watched together, a la American Idol? Because it seemed like everybody was watching. And one that comes to mind for me is along the same sort of show, kind of. Like America's Funniest Home Videos. I feel like everybody was watching that back in the 80s. Like Sunday nights, you were watching America's Funniest Home Videos.
Do you remember the first line of the theme song? Stories from your friend next door. They never tell.
Yeah, like because before TikTok, you were watching all these stupid videos together, having a laugh over some pizza with your family. And then you'd talk about it with your friends the next day or your coworkers or whatever.
Very rarely do we have those moments nowadays, right? Because, like, again, we don't live in a monoculture. I would say the last time we were all watching the same thing, maybe even had a watch party with friends, as corny as that sounds, I would say the Game of Thrones finale. I feel like Game of Thrones finale.
Before that Sopranos finale,
I
maybe?
mean, by the way, yesterday was the anniversary of Don't Stop. And you're like, wait, did my TV break? Sopranos finale, of course. I think in college, I was Sam, I remember watching the Friends finale.
Oh, my God. Did you get off the plane? Did you get off the plane?
I got off the plane.
No, you know, Rich is absolutely right about that. I never, ever, ever watched Friends. I watched the Mexican version, Amigos on Univision, which was way better, by the way. But I do remember going to this party. I was dragged to a party.
That joke never gets old, by the way.
That joke always slays. Yeah. I was dragged to a party, and everyone was watching the finale. Like, really? This is the finale of the show? I watched the finale with a group of people for Friends.
Yeah,
I never watched that show.
We saw Larry David and Seinfeld.
That was Hoobastank was on that episode. Remember The Reason?
We saw Larry David and Seinfeld at the Knicks game last night. The Seinfeld finale was one of those last moments where people all got together. But I think in recent times, other than sports, I think Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones might have been the last time where people all got together.
I got a sad one for you. Sad one when we were kids, The Challenger. Because all the kids were watching, and all the adults were watching, all the adults we knew were watching, right?
Yeah. How about one thing I was thinking about when we were preparing this topic, when we're all kind of either listening on the radio on our way home or watching on TV that night, the night of a big election.
Election night is one of the few shared experiences anymore. Because we don't really live that way. So big sporting events.
Sports, tragedy,
elections.
Unfortunately.
I'll give you one. When
and like finales.
It sounds like, again, more of a crappy time you want to forget. But remember like the early month or so of COVID where everyone was locked to the news and you're like, are you watching this?
No, you're forgetting the biggest
the
one.
Death count?
Joe Exotic was that moment.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was watching.
That's a great one.
That's what was crazy about Joe Exotic.
We were all watching at the same time.
We were all brought back to that monoculture of everybody experiencing the same thing and talking about it, and it blew up on social media as a result.
Isn't it wild to think that
there's no way any time in our life would we ever care about that dude again? Well, maybe you.
Because I think he's in jail, isn't he?
He is. And I wonder, you know what, Joe Exotic would probably not even be in jail if it wasn't for COVID because no one would have cared about him. And he probably wouldn't have gotten into the troubles he got in. But we all watched Tiger King.
TLC?
What was on Netflix?
Right. Okay.
Yeah, Rich, his troubles came after his big hit records.
Yeah. I saw a tiger.
Tiger saw a man.
And the tiger saw a man.
You know what? BMX Dad 4 hits us up. Again, we could chat live, stream live. We're streaming live at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube, at Covino and Rich FSR. BMX Dad says the OJ verdict.
That's a good one.
Because everybody's tuned in, especially how about the chase?
That was during the NBA Finals.
Yeah. Dude, I remember
Knicks.
where I was. I was in high school, and yes, you're right. And I remember like everything stopped because the world was watching O.J. Simpson. What?
You know what the equivalent would be for the youngsters? That would be like right now if there was like a Shaquille O'Neal police chase. Like someone you're like, wait a minute, who? That the most loved guy?
That's right. Hey, I'm on a police chase.
So, hey, maybe that could reverse the Knicks. You know,
that's a good one though because everybody was glued to the police chase and of course the verdict.
What was
I'd say the police chase even more because people were already watching the NBA Finals.
I don't even know how my mom found out, but she like turned the TV on immediately, and she's like, "We're watching this," and we were just watching on our big box TV, and we're like, "What's going on?"
What was that? What was was that the last court case? I'm trying to think. Was there another
Michael
one?
Jackson.
Well, like Johnny Depp, maybe. We all watched online. And that was more of a civil lawsuit.
When you watch the Michael verdict documentary, you're reminded that's on Netflix, by the way. Right now, you're reminded about how everyone was waiting to see what happened to that dude.
People don't really want a fun fact. Covino is the baby that Michael Jackson held over the balcony.
That's how I got
Blanket?
to this point. Yeah.
Blanket.
Yeah.
Blanket.
So the number is 877-99 on Fox. 877-99 on Fox. You want to chime in? It's old school when 50 hits. And, of course, you could chime in on the live chat, like we said, Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube.
Who is that? Looking at the font. Is that C. Monstar said, during COVID, because we were all stuck at home, every single sports fan and even the non-sports fan all watched The Last Dance.
You know what else everybody was talking about? And I think
Last
everybody
Dance?
forgot about?
Forget Michael Jordan?
No, that was huge.
Yeah,
I'm agreeing.
yeah.
I'm agreeing with you. Definitely a good one. But remember that Bo Burnham comedy special? because he was one of the only comedians that put a weird special out from his home. Remember? And
That was
like,
weird. I don't know if that is the monoculture, but I remember because we.
But it was
talked
like the
about it.
only thing that people were trying to figure out. Well, what to do. So that comes to mind.
You just saw the Michael movie for the second time, right?
I did. I took my daughter this past week.
Felt like all of America when we were little kids were all watching that Motown special at the same time.
Dude, I told my daughter the same thing. When he does the moonwalk for the first time at the Motown Awards, I think it's 1988. My daughter kept asking me, watching the movie, she's like, Dad, did that really happen? I'm like, Melody, not only did this happen, I was watching it with Grandma, and like we started freaking out because we'd never seen anything like that. Look, he floated across the screen. Like that's a great example, Danny.
When was the last time you feel like we all watched the same thing?
Yeah, COVID was the last time. That's what I was getting at when I brought up the comedy special. We were all watching the same crap because we were all trapped at home.
Danny G nailed it. We hate to get.
But before that, it was like tragedy or like just crazy stories.
We hate to go in the political lane, but debates.
Oh,
debates.
Yeah.
Like when you're like, oh, tonight's Biden and Trump. Like you knew that everyone was like sort of watching.
I mean, and then think about it. Like Super Bowls are absolutely
monoculture,
something where people have the shared experiences.
How about the NFL draft in the COVID year where Roger Goodell was like pounding M&Ms? He went from like an entire jar of M&Ms and it was like half gone by the end of it.
So based on the NBA Finals, people were tuned in last night, man.
World Cup.
And based on the World Cup, based on this day, American Idol came out in 2002. What are the shows that you sat around and you watched with your entire family or had that shared experience?
Remember when you were really bent when Bo Bice lost to Carrie Underwood?
I still
almost as sad as when
you
wake up. Almost as sad as when Clay Aiken lost to Ruben Studdard. You were devastated.
Remember when you voted for Taylor Hicks 80 times in one day?
You know what? Let's go to all your phone calls, your feedback.
By the way, Rich Davis, a lot of people don't know this, hugest Taylor Hicks fan that I know.
Yeah.
Talks about him at least 5 times a week.
Love Taylor Hicks and a huge Senjaya fan. William Hung, it's my homie. Who do we got, Danny? Let's take a few.
Let's start in Indiana with Nick.
What up, Nick?
Hey, how we doing, guys?
What's up, man?
Hey, on the same lines as the TV show kind of reality, I feel like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with Regis.
That's
when
a
that first
great
came
one.
out, I feel like we were always, and then they'd go to the episode where you'd wait till the next question for the next episode. I don't know. I feel like we were always
one of the most badass moments in TV history
Yeah,
was
but
when that guy was about to win $1 million and he used his last lifeline just to call his friend to be like, "I'm about to win $1 million."
But
that really is.
It was dad. Yeah.
I think this really shows the beauty of sports, though, because there's a great chance that when you came into work today, you're like, yo, did you see that game last night?
Yeah.
It unifies people because these moments nowadays especially are so few and far between.
I was going to say 99% of the shared experiences left are through sports.
Seriously.
Hey,
There's
Danny.
like a big fight over the weekend or
Danny,
you know?
say that again. That's a really relevant point.
99% of shared experiences are only through sports now.
You ain't kidding. And you know what made last night even more so? Not only was it an epic comeback, because the backdrop was New York City, and let's be honest, Taylor Swift, Chalamet, Jenner, Seinfeld, Larry David, there was that celebrity layer to it where maybe even someone's uninterested significant other was like sort of watching a little more because of the magnitude of the event and game. I think last night, like, there's not a person at your office today. Are you living under a freaking rock? Imagine someone's like, what went down last night?
But that's what made life so much fun back in the day, because we had these experiences just with stupid shows and just randomness. But, Danny G brought up that Michael Jackson Motown award show in 88. When he put out the Thriller video, it was like everybody watched to see the world premiere of it. No question. I remember on MTV as a little kid, like that was appointment watching.
The last thing, Coleman hit us up. Coleman Johnson.
Coleman
said,
Domingo?
No, I love that guy, though. Great actor. Coleman said, the last time a TV show, maybe for younger kids, he goes, younger kids, Stranger Things. Maybe not the last season, but there was a moment where Stranger Things was like must watch for like younger people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that maybe captured some of that culture for sure.
Who else was tuned into the Merlin miniseries in 1998 starring Sam Neill? I was. Let's go. Merlin miniseries.
Who?
Merlin the magician, sorcerer.
I don't know about that one.
All right.
Miniseries 1998 starring Sam Neill.
You're the only guy, Sam.
Yeah, let's go.
I had it on tape as well.
Nope.
Let's
you're
go
the,
to-
you're the only one.
Let's go to Oaktown.
No, that was your solo culture, not monoculture. That was just you.
No one else is watching Merlin?
Let's go to Oakland, California. Bill.
Hey, what up, Bill?
Billy, hey, bud.
Gentlemen,
up?
first-time caller. I'm 45 years removed from the East Coast. I've been out here a long time, and so I see my life through a filter as a San Francisco Giants fan. But I never forget my boyhood teams, the New York Knicks, the New York Jets, and the New York Mets, all winning a championship in one season. And as far as I remember, that was a shared experience, guys.
So
Joe
that's never going to happen again with those three teams.
No, especially everyone's going to have their own personal examples too. So if that's when you and your family were together and people were coming over, those are exciting times. And you know what? For me, I'm glad he brought that up too, because it's going to be a personal experience as well. But I think a lot of people share in this one. Every time Mike Tyson fought, that was a shared experience.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody got together to watch a Mike Tyson fight.
I think everyone in this room, can we all agree we remember where we were when he bit Evander Holyfield's ear?
Or when he lost to Douglas. Those were shared experiences.
All right, well, you know what? We're going to take all your feedback on a really exciting day in the world of sports and entertainment. We'll take those monoculture events. When was the last time you remember everyone getting together for something? We'll do that right here. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio.
Now, the Cup is taking over the U.S., and only DraftKings has you fully covered.
Yeah, the DraftKings Sportsbook app is now available in all 50 states and includes all markets. Sweat all the matches you love all in one place with one app.
New DraftKings customers sign up with code CRSHOW. Spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code CRSHOW, Covino and Rich Show, CR Show. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, bet tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, void in Ontario. Event contract trading with DraftKings predictions involves risk of loss. Sportsbook bonus bets expire in 7 days. $50 in predictions dollars issued weekly for 3 weeks. Expire in 1 year. Redeem one non-withdrawable reward. Availability varies. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends June 28th. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
I want to start the show by calling out a traitor. Are you a traitor?
You said your shift, so doesn't mean you're like a waitress?
Are you a traitor? There's a dude by the name of Elmo.
Translation, the Mo.
Elmo, where does he live? Sesame Street.
Sesame Street.
Where's Sesame Street?
New York.
The Bronx.
The Bronx.
Yeah. You see the bridge right behind them.
That's right.
Why on earth would Elmo go on social media and wish both teams the best in the NBA Finals?
Because he's a nice Muppet.
Elmo wants both teams to have fun.
Nice guy, I guess. I don't know.
Get out of here.
He's playing it neutral.
Wait, he's a guy?
Yeah, Elmo's a dude, right? Why wouldn't he be? I thought he was. Isn't Elmo a guy? Or he's just a monster? But I think he's a male monster. I was more of a Mr. Rogers guy myself. Watched Pinwheel growing up, not to date myself. So
I was a Sesame Street kid. I remember learning about death when Mr. Hooper died.
I mean, everybody watched Sesame Street at one point. I'm just saying it wasn't my favorite. Although Oscar the Grouch is pretty cool with me, man.
Well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it sounds ridiculous, but Elmo is on social media. And believe it or not, the person that runs the Elmo account is actually pretty comical and will occasionally throw some funny stuff out there. But
there's an actual, like, at Elmo.
Yeah, at Elmo on Instagram,
because
Twitter,
I saw
with
the story.
millions of followers.
Rich isn't making this up. This story's gone viral. I saw it on E! News. Like, Sesame Street's Elmo is he's getting it on social media. People are coming at him.
The comments are great. Pick a side, coward. So Elmo posted a video.
Rep your hood.
Of him playing basketball.
You little Muppet.
Sounds like you.
Who keeps trying? Elmo. Who's the monster? Elmo.
Elmo's shooting some hoops.
Elmo's got a weak jump shot.
Elmo could beat you at horse, I bet.
Down it.
And Elmo is on social media, and the last he posts, the person writes, Elmo hopes both teams have fun. And then has to come back and sort of throw it out there. Knicks, that last message, Elmo didn't mean to spur on you.
Oh. Because people are like, yo,
Yeah,
Elmo,
man.
aren't you from New York? Sesame Street's in the Bronx. How are you not repping the Knicks?
The whole point of Elmo and Sesame Street, it's the melting pot where when we were kids, they had a black kid, Puerto Rican kid, white kid. You learned about
secret.
You learned city life, Oscar the Grouch,
Right.
everything.
I get it. There's nothing neutral about the show. It was meant to be diverse. It was meant to be from the streets. It was meant to be
They're sitting
with
on
the New York
stoops.
backdrop. Yeah, it's clearly New York.
But there was no even like question. It wasn't like ambiguous. It was Sesame Street's in the Bronx.
Right.
There's
So that
actually a
being
street,
said,
an intersection that they've paid tribute.
If you're not doing the Sesame Street math here, like the count. 1, 2, 3 baskets. It's pretty simple. He should be rooting for the Knicks because he lives in New York.
It got me thinking about politicians, celebrities. When you see people that are wishy-washy about picking a side, or, what's the worst? When politicians do a bet where it's like, well, we're in New England. We bet you New England clam chowder, and if Texas wins, you got to send us brisket.
That sounds good. I'm hungry now.
But that does sound good. But those little city-to-city bets are corny. And Covino thinks I love corny. I don't like that.
Well,
but I remember
you're like Corny Collins.
I remember Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah.
New York's mayor. A guy whose reputation went from coolest dude to like what happened to him. The minute that hair dye started dripping down his head and he started getting into weird stuff.
What's his is he still alive? Wasn't he in the hospital recently?
Apparently he's all good, but he had some health issues. But I'm not sure. And again, this is not a political statement. I don't know if anyone could name someone other than Giuliani whose reputation swung.
Like took a hit?
Yeah. Giuliani, remember when he was running for president for a second? He went up to Boston, and I remember there was a moment where he put on a Red Sox hat for a second.
Oh, that was the weakest.
And I remember everyone being like, Fugazi, fraud, what are you doing?
Well,
you can't do that.
You have to remember how much he meant to New York around 9/11. Like, he was a local hero. People really respected and loved Giuliani as a New Yorker. And you're right, you can't be rocking Red Sox hats if you're a New York guy like that. No way. It's lame. But here is the question. I
voted for Guarini 25 times.
I really wanted Justin Guarini to win.
Yeah.
But again, he is the sweet one. I think he
that's
did
him,
win.
right?
Yeah, that's him.
That is him.
He's that sweet one.
Little Dr. Pepper guy.
He's that little Prince-looking dude.
Well, today is the anniversary of episode 1 of American Idol 24 years ago. And it just got us thinking, when was the last time you watched a show or a game where we lived in a monoculture where everyone gathered for something? We were saying how sports is that one remaining connector.
Absolutely.
It's the sweet one.
Yeah, I can't believe he lost to Kelly Clarkson, but she is a treasure. She really is. So, that was one of the last moments. American Idol, I'm acting like it's over, but it had its run. It had its day. People were tuned in. People talked about it. We had those shared experiences with sports. We had it last night. What are other memories you have of people gathering and getting together back in the day?
Phones are hot. Phones are lit.
Can I give you a funny one, though?
Yeah, let's hear it.
We've been doing radio a long time, and I was thinking about, like, sometimes moments were so big, we actually went to the live feed. Like, we went to the live broadcast during the middle of our show. Like, hey, it's Covino and Rich, and we're going to talk about booties in a minute, but we got to patch into CNN, And I'll never forget, so many people hit us up about it, too, when Balloon Boy was a thing, because the world was tuned in. And I remember Rich, he started crying like a little baby bee.
No, because
he goes, there's a boy. We started playing, you know the Sixth Dimension or Fifth, was it?
Up and away.
In my beautiful balloon. So we were having fun with this. And Rich was like, there's a boy in that balloon. And Rich started crying.
I didn't cry. I said you guys are being a-holes.
But
There's
the
a human child in that balloon. I was like, there's going to be a boy that dies, and you're laughing.
You're making a mockery. There's a boy in there. I'm like, there's no boy in there.
I remember another one. We looked out our window. True story. I'm not BSing you.
Oh, dude.
Our office at SiriusXM faced the Hudson River. It was beautiful. The Hudson River was right outside our window. We saw Sully's plane float in front of us.
We saw people standing on the wings of it, like, and getting off.
And Sam,
from our office.
And to quote Steve Covino, I'm not even joking. I don't know why everyone's so impressed by Sully. Isn't that his job?
I mean, I expect the pilot to land the plane. I don't know. That was me in my 20s, dude. What I know?
Covino, unimpressed.
I was unimpressed, but it was cool to see the plane in the river.
You guys bring up a good side of, some of it wasn't good. Like Baby Jessica. She fell into that well in the late 80s. You're right. All of us, the whole country tuned in when there was something tragic going on.
How about when
like
we all
that.
tuned in to see Joey Buttafuoco in those pants? We all tuned in. It's funny. Joey Buttafuoco. Anyway, let's get back to the phone calls. Rich, didn't you have a story too?
No, I had a question for you guys.
What was your question?
I wanted to ask a question about Knicks fans. As we do let you know, though, that if you need to go number 2, don't do it with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You can hold it.
If you missed that.
Better bring the number 1 product in clean Dude Wipes. Why? It's simple. Wetter just cleans better. So switch to wet, extra large, flushable Dude Wipes for a confident clean.
Confident clean.
Available at Amazon. Major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes. Best clean. Pants down. You know what? I'll save my question. Let's go to all the phone calls. Crossfire, rapid fire, and then a question about Knicks fans.
All
right, let's go to Maryland. Jeff.
Hey, Maryland, Jeff.
Hey, guys. Hey, real quick. Network television monopolized, and it was a big deal back when I was a kid. It was all you had. So there's a couple things. Certainly all the networks had their mini-series that everybody tuned into for days and hours on end. But I really remember the NBC lineup Thursday night from 8 to 11. I mean, you didn't move because there was no remote control. There was no – you went Cheers – I think you went Cosby, Family Ties, Cheers – Night Court was sort of, all right, I dealt with it. And then I think it rolled into Hill Street Blues. And it was just a regular thing.
You ain't kidding. And then there was, I forget who was on the lineup, but at one point it was Seinfeld was on the same lineup as maybe Friends, or were they different nights? But yeah, there were lineups. But
ER would go into another show. Or we watched all those back to back.
That's a great call. There were nights where our family would just leave that same channel on the whole night.
I think the last time I watched shows like back to back like that was the 2000s. I was a huge How I Met Your Mother fan. And I remember after that was like Mike and Molly, and they always had those random Big Bang Theory. They had their lineup.
That was a CBS Eye on America. I used to watch that on my flights.
America.
But we were all watching the same stuff. We don't live that life the way we used to.
Couple more quick calls here before we get to DB's update. Leon in Michigan's been holding.
Hey, Leon.
Hey, guys. You guys, TV series that Survivor, that was always a big thing. And a moment was when Princess Diana was killed in the car crash.
Yep, when Princess Diana died, that was a monstrous deal. I was a freshman in college, and I didn't really care or know what was going on, but I remember everyone else being sad. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah,
I was like, definitely a big deal.
Royal funerals, royal weddings.
I was doing like a keg stand. Like, what is everyone crying about?
My mom was devastated. Big Princess Di fan.
Let's go to Mark in St. Louis.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, guys. Hey, I got a OJ Chase story. I was up in Wisconsin at my buddy's wedding, and we were getting ready for rehearsal dinner, and all of a sudden we started watching the OJ Chase. Well, we went to school with Ron Goldman, and back in the day, he was a little short kid with curly red hair, and we're sitting there watching, and all of a sudden they put a picture up on the screen, and all 8 of us just looked at each other in disbelief. We're like, is that Ron Goldman?
Oh, that's sad.
That's
man.
crazy. What a crazy memory.
Crazy story for sure. One more, Danny, and then we'll go to DB, and I got a Knicks question to wrap the show today.
I got to reset the lines here.
Okay, you know what? Reset the lines. Let me pose this question.
And we blew up the phone system with this.
Hey, what are you going to do?
Right?
When everyone's calling, we're the most interactive show.
Hell yeah. Thank you, guys.
I say this, and I don't want this to happen, but I know a lot of New Yorkers. I'm from New York, that are Knicks fans, but you know what they also are, Covino? Mets fans and Jets fans.
Mm-hmm.
If San Antonio wins Game 5,
mm-hmm.
and there's any momentum where this is pushed to 6 or 7, would New York Knicks fans be able to recover if this didn't go their way? After last night,
if Spurs come back and they win it?
If the Spurs came back, would it be like unrecoverable? Meaning like I quit sports.
It'd be devastating.
Because I know a lot of Knicks fans.
Hey, if the Knicks fans were doing that after a victory, they were throwing eggs, they were kicking the bus. It was like trash bag behavior.
I'm just saying.
And I'm also from the East Coast. It was horrible. What are they going to do after a devastating
I'm just saying,
loss?
There are plenty of Knicks fans that are also like Mets fans and Jets fans, and I don't think they have the ability to recover as a fan if the Knicks don't close this out. So I'm curious to see how far this series goes. I'm sure everyone is. Let's go to DB for an update. Dan Byer, what's going on, man? A busy day, huh?
A busy day as the World Cup is now underway. It all started in Mexico City this afternoon on Fox.
And incidentally, he and his opposite number, Hugo Bros, played against each other in the 1986 World Cup. Citole was caught up there, and there's a lucky goal for the Mexicans. Quinones, big goal.
It was a goal in the 9th minute for Mexico. They added another in the 67th minute and beat South Africa today 2-0 to grab a victory and 3 points in Group A. Now later on tonight in Guadalajara, it's South Korea against Czechia at 10 o'clock Eastern in the other Group A match to start the World Cup. USA playing tomorrow. Real Madrid named Jose Mourinho as their new manager for the second time in his career. Stanley Cup final, Game 5 tonight. Golden Knights and Hurricanes skate at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Series is tied up at 2 apiece. The Denver Broncos gave head coach Sean Payton a new 5-year deal that goes through the 2030 season. A Tennessee grand jury has indicted former Jets linebacker Darren Lee on murder charges in the death of his girlfriend in February. Prosecutors are pursuing first-degree murder charges against Lee, and a decision on whether to pursue the death penalty will be made later this summer. Former Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs denied parole as he continues to serve a 3 to 10-year jail sentence after he pled guilty to felony DUI manslaughter charges in 2023 following that car accident that killed a 23-year-old woman and her dog in 2021. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has warned the Big 12 Conference that they could face substantial liability if they act against Texas Tech for playing quarterback Brendan Sorsby. In baseball this afternoon, Mets topped the Cardinals 5-4. Tigers routed the Twins 11-0. Cubs were 9-3 winners against the Rockies, and the Marlins blanked the Diamondbacks 2-0. Brooks Koepka, one of 5 players tied for the first-round lead at the RBC Canadian Open at 6 under par. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Dan Byer. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. We'll get to the rest of your phone calls. Wrap this up, old school in 50 hits. We do it every Thursday. We reminisce. And if we have time, we'll talk some Tom Brady and his good nut. What does that mean?
I'm sorry, what?
Whatever we don't have time to fit in, we also have our bonus pod today right here on our YouTube page at Covino and Rich FSR. Stick around for Overpromised. More CNR on FSR next.
All right, now every sports season built on preparation, studying the trends, and making necessary adjustments to reach your ultimate goal.
Investing deserves the same approach. With Webull, you have access to real-time market data, advanced tools, and an intuitive app designed to help you make informed decisions.
Yeah, whether you're actively trading stocks, options, ETFs, and more, or planning for the long term, maybe for your family with IRAs, cash management, or custodial accounts for your kiddos, Webull gives you the tools to invest your way all on one platform.
Looking to take your preparation to the next level? Check out Webull's Learn Resources and join their in-app community feed to discuss investing trends and happenings alongside 25 million users globally.
And now, to help streamline your activity of trading and elevate your strategy, try Vega. That's Webull's personal market AI assistant. You get real-time analysis, watch list insights, and alerts when earnings drop.
So, get your financial portfolio game ready by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
Well, we had some interesting news this week break in the world of college sports. Brendan Sorsby, the Texas Tech quarterback, if you hadn't heard, he had been suspended by the NCAA for gambling. And these weren't just gambling allegations. This was him literally thousands of dollars, thousands of bets, admitted to gambling, even on his own team. NCAA said, forget it. You're out. You cannot play. You are ineligible to play. He took them to court. And a district court in Texas said, you know what? The NCAA has no jurisdiction to suspend him. They issued an injunction, and he is eligible to play next season, despite obviously gambling. So my point here is, what the hell is the NCAA good for? Honestly.
Absolutely nothing.
Say it again. The truth of the matter is, and this is what happened with this Texas judge, is basically ruling that Brendan Sorsby is not an employee of the NCAA. Therefore, they have no authority to suspend him. They have no authority to make him ineligible to play. That would have to come from his specific university, Texas Tech, and they're not about to do that.
Right. So if they don't have the power to suspend them,
they don't.
Then
that's what this.
Then what
are
they
Texas.
Good for? I got you.
Right.
If that's the case, then what do you think the repercussions should be, though?
For Sorsby?
Yeah.
It's Pete Rose, man.
Nothing, though?
No, it's Pete Rose. He bet on his. He not only did he bet on his sport, he bet on his home team that kids should not be anywhere near a college football game again.
I get it, but what should the repercussion be? He's saying Pete Rose.
That's what I'm saying. Lifetime ban.
You're saying that. Okay.
I'm saying lifetime ban for Sorsby from college football because that's the sport he was involved in. That's the sport he bet on.
That's what the NCAA is trying to do.
Yes.
Texas Tech is a member of the NCAA by being a member of the Big 12. He violated the bylaw 10.3, which prohibits gambling on sports, and therefore they said you cannot play. And then a local home cooking Texas judge based out of Lubbock County, they found one person to side with him, and all of a sudden he's got this temporary injunction he can play.
Because they said the NCAA doesn't have the authority.
Do you give
they just got overruled by a judge.
Do you give kids like a dummy pass because they're younger, and we're also making it really easy for young dummy kids to make these mistakes.
No, thousands of bets, thousands of dollars. I think the dummy pass is since long.
I'm tired of the dummy pass.
I'm just throwing it out there.
That's what's wrong with our freaking society right now, to be honest with you, is that everybody gets a freaking dummy pass. Everybody gets a trophy.
Well, I also think,
he's a kid. He just made a mistake. You know what?
It's the way
if he doesn't pay for his mistake, he'll never learn.
Our generation has raised these kids, too, to think there's no repercussions.
Right.
So it's almost like you almost got to sympathize a little bit. They're really dumb. Because that's the world that they've lived in.
They need some discipline. And maybe if there's some repercussions when they do stupid crap, they'll actually learn something and turn into decent human beings.
Yeah, but sometimes
instead of entitled douches.
Sometimes you could cut someone's, trajectory down before it even starts if it's too harsh.
Maybe it's like a 2-year,
it's a case-by-case basis, right? We always have to do everything on a case-by-case basis, 100%. But right now, on a case-by-case basis, we're giving everybody the benefit of the doubt.
So what he's doing is he's suing the NCAA for their power for something that he's already admitted.
Right.
So there's it's a bit of a workaround. So then the injunction is granted because of his lawsuit against the NCAA. It's very confusing, in that way, but it's just a workaround for trying to get away with what you already admitted to.
Boy, and I was like, I'll play this song.
There's a boy in that balloon. Rich was so devastated there was a boy in the balloon.
That was Uno Balluno.
Yeah. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Steve Covino, Rich Davis, at Steve Covino on social media, and Rich Davis. All of us at Fox Sports Radio. And, of course, we're streaming live at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Hey, quick reminder, though, in 10 minutes, our bonus pod begins. And I can tell you straight up, we have lots to get to. Hey, MTV was Monoculture, man. When those videos dropped, we were tuned in. But, we have a lot of fun stuff that we'll get to on Overpromised. A brand new episode right here on our YouTube page, episode 143.
Something we didn't get to was there's a trend with the hot daughters of athletes we watched when we grew up.
We'll talk some World Cup observations and more.
Yeah,
so join us in
and
10 minutes.
Hot sport daughters.
Brand new episode.
Write that down too.
Hot sports daughters. But right now, for over 40 years, Tyree has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
And it's time to get your financial portfolio game ready. With Webull, get your powerful investing tools and real-time data. One platform. Get started by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial, LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
Hey, Scott from Mayor hit us up to wrap up our previous discussion. He goes, the infamous Geraldo Rivera Al Capone vault. And he's right about that because they hyped that up for like months.
My mom was so angry.
We all were.
She was so angry.
Dude, I was a little kid. Like, what, are they going to find dead bodies in this? Like, my mom, everyone made such a big deal about that. And, they open up the vault. They knock all these windows down. All they found was like a few broken bottles. They found absolutely nothing on live TV.
No gold coins,
nothing,
no jewels.
Nothing. No weapon, no nothing.
Thank you, Scott from Mayor.
So, again, shared experiences. We sort of had one last night. It made us feel a little old school. It brought us back. So if you want to chime in, hit us on social media at Covino and Rich.
Danny J, who we want to go to?
Quickly, last two here. Dave in Chico, California.
Yo, what's up, Dave?
Orale, Chico.
Hey, guys. How y'all doing?
Good, Dave. What's up?
Okay, so I remember it was about 30 years ago, the Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa home run chase.
Yeah, that was must watch like every day.
Everybody was talking about it.
No matter what channel you had on, they would break in to go to their at-bats.
Yeah, okay. And then Major League Baseball turns their blind eye.
All right, guys, let's wrap this up with James in Virginia.
What's up, James?
Oh, thank you for taking my call, gentlemen. Happy Thursday, y'all. Commanders.
I love this guy. What's up, man?
Yes, sir, man. And for me, I'll give you two real quick, man. When I was a kid, and I know you guys were in the same ballpark, man, TGIF was a must-sit and watch every Friday night for sure. And then recently, The Last Dance. I don't remember. I remember everyone always waiting for the next few episodes to drop on The Last Dance. I still go back and watch it now. It was so good, man.
Yeah. And by the way, when you say TGIF, I think you could tell how old someone is by them telling you what their TGIF lineup is. Mine is Full House, Urkel, Family Matters.
Did I do that?
Step by Step, and Don't Be Ridiculous, Perfect Strangers. Because then once like Boy Meets World and all that stuff joined the mix.
Yeah, I did Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Boy Meets World. That was mine. But I think Family Matters was still going.
I was going to say.
Got any cheese?
Lineup changed a little bit, shift out of one show.
I'm in my 40s, and it's very clear that when Boy Meets World and shows like that joined, I was already a teenager on a Friday
you were
night.
A meeting girl, your own girl.
Yeah, I was Boy Meets Girl at roller skating rink.
As the discussion goes, old school when 50 hits, I can't relate to any of that, to be honest. I was out and about with my buddies.
Yeah, you're closer to 50 than us.
So, hey, we're running out of time, but there's a true story that we really haven't gotten to. And Tom Brady has put out a coconut drink.
We got to finally get to this on tomorrow's show.
Or on Overpromised. But, yeah, you're right,
Let's do tomorrow.
He has a new coconut drink, and it almost feels like a joke. Rich, do you want to tell him what the name of the coconut drink is?
Isn't it called Good Nut?
Tom Brady has a drink called Good Nut. And there's so many, thoughts I have, just put it that way, about this drink. Because they're telling him he needs to rebrand it.
Well, or does he?
Or does he?
All right, enjoy your Thursday. I'm excited to come back for a Friday show.
Big Stanley Cup final game in Carolina.
Enjoy Game 5. Let's do it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, arrivederci, baby.
See you in the Overpromised land.
Good night, everybody.
Let's
Good
go.
night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.